in terms of creating valuable conversations in this setting, I have two pieces of advice. One is about trust and one is about outcomes, just so I remember what I'm saying here. The one about trust is that you have to hold a space where you can trust each other. You have to create a trusted space. You have to approach people with a beginning gambit, an opening gambit of trust. And I think that's essential, because one of the problems here is that we've created an atmosphere of mistrust everywhere. So first you have to create that space and hold that space so that what is said honestly, is said authentically, is said from the heart, is said pretty deeply, so you can sort of go deeper into issues. That's, I think, the first thing. And the second thing is about outcomes, is about, everybody wants deliverables, they want action items, they want steps, they want whatever. One of the things that cripples us in doing that is that we don't have a memory. And I blame partly this consumer mass market capitalism thing, because the businesses of culture, newspapers, TV, magazines, radio, even Twitter, blogging, the Facebook news feed, all that kind of stuff, they're all flow. They're like a river flowing by you. And they're flow because the business models of these industries put ads in them so that you'll watch them so that they can pay for the whole thing. But they never create a stock of information. They don't stop. In fact, they don't like it when we create a stock so that we can use this material and weave it into something denser, more useful, so that we can get to conclusions, so that we can start weaving, okay, what are the arguments pro and con about this issue? Who knows about it? How do we consult with them? How do we make sense out of this? And this is a lesson that I won over the last 15 years by using a product called The Brain, which I did not create, but I've been able to create a context of all the things I care about in one big concept map, which you can see online at jerrysbrain.com. Now, everybody shouldn't be using The Brain, but everybody should be thinking about, how do I make sense of the world with people I trust in trusted space, so that we don't have to keep having the same conversations over and over again. That's what the news business does, is, 3 minutes is a normal story, 8 minutes is a luxury story in the news. It's like, are you serious? You're going to tackle something important like human trafficking or the educational system in 8 minutes? And you're going to assume that nobody's been to this story before, so it has to be self-contained? How are we ever going to solve anything or do anything or move forward if that's what we're relying on to do anything, right? And then the same happens in policy discussions when you try to get input into legislature from citizens. This is epidemic. It's everywhere. We have no good memory. And that's why I love Wikipedia also, is that wikis, things like Wikipedia, are terrific memories that have all these things woven together. There's a fellow named Michelle Bowens who's building the Peer-to-Peer Foundation Wiki. It's like the Wikipedia. It's this terrific resource for new ways of seeing the world and new ways of doing, of being in the world together. And I think it's really, really valuable. So those are my two bits of advice. One is to hold the trusted space, and two is to create artifacts together that can help us get through things and answer questions for each other and present them to other people who might be skeptics or have a completely different view. At least then we could agree on where we should talk, on what our uncommon assumptions are, and where we can sit down over a cup of coffee or a glass of wine and really go a little deeper.